That's fine. That's fine. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what his father said, but I guess his father was talking about, Cleveland and they're underutilizing him and blah, 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 and all this stuff. And I'm like, oh, well, you got a point.
Well, is that how we do this? Do we?
I'm looking it up right now. Odell Beckham Jr. Surprised by, oh, okay, so let's see. Odell Beckham Jr. Mayfield
I think
admitted to being stunned that the father trashed him over social media. Oh, trashed Baker and said he hasn't heard from the Browns receiver since post. Okay. I want to succeed. Okay.
I
Oh,
think
wow. Odell Beckham Sr. called Baker. Oh, well, yeah, there we are. We're live
Are we
now.
live?
Good.
Okay. I'm
Yeah.
not getting any notification, and I've never done it this way before. Like you said, I scheduled being live. So,
Which
and
is interesting.
and
It's
here we are.
cool.
Well, it's an
I like
event,
that.
and the funny thing is, I'm like, I can't always guarantee we're actually at 7 o'clock. That's why I always say around 7. Anyway, thanks for joining, folks. Again, I'm guessing YouTube got a lot of Evan reading his Twitter account just then.
I'm
Uh,
sorry. I
no, 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 no. That's this is the
got to keep
special.
up on stuff, man.
This like sneaking up somebody in the bar, and you got to like wait for your moment to say hello. You don't just go jumping in, right? Can't be doing that. So anyway,
That is
folks,
true. That's true.
um, this is the live event special. They've all been live for the most part, except we didn't schedule any before. So hopefully this is you got a reminder, and you're here because of the reminder, and we're happy to have you. So. It's the Evan and Aaron show. If you haven't figured it out, that guy's Evan and I'm Aaron. And we're just here to hang out and chit chat about what's going on in the world. And what's going on in the world has me wanting to get this out right of the way.
Oh wow. I was going to say before you do that, you might want to see what color contrast I'm about to do here. Um. Oh man, there you go.
Your Ohio fanship just really is strange to me.
My fanship is strong, dude. It is
No, no, no. I
strong.
get it, but where you lived in Ohio and then the teams you support just seem
Yes.
odd to me. Right.
So
It's not a judgment because I didn't go
no,
to
no, no.
IU and I probably live closer to Lafayette than I do Bloomington.
It's
But
totally okay, man. I'm about to tell you. Growing up in the Casey household, about 5 or 6 years old, my father sat me on his knee and said, "Boy, this is a sports household, and you will pledge allegiance to a sports team." Now we
shout
have
out,
plenty of
Bill.
sports teams. We have sports teams in Ohio. We got the Bengals. We've got we've got Ohio State. We've got OU. All these things. He goes, however, if you want to live in this house, you will root for Ohio State and you will be a Browns fan.
Okay. Okay.
And I was like, I'm 6, so there you go. That's it.
Now is that across? I mean, obviously the Browns is strictly football, but are you Ohio State like across the board? Do you like Ohio State basketball? Do you follow Ohio State soccer or baseball, women's sports, anything like that, or is it pretty
Yeah,
much
yeah,
Ohio State football?
yeah. It is obviously huge Ohio State football, but when it comes to the other sports and stuff like that, yeah, I'm going to root for women's soccer. I'm going to root for lacrosse. I'm going to root for all that. But when it comes to other sports like basketball, even hockey, like I'm a Big Ten guy. I want to see the Big Ten do well. So I'll root for
Right.
Minnesota.
Right.
I'll root for. I can't root for the state up north. I can't.
Now,
Can't
in
do it.
your lifetime, we've seen a chain of events happen where the Baltimore Colts left Baltimore and became the Indianapolis Colts. Then the
Uh,
Cleveland Browns left Cleveland to become the Baltimore Ravens. And
yeah,
then a new Browns organization came along. Now, that was new
yeah,
ownership, wasn't it?
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
It was.
Now, that ownership group, I will give a shout out to because I believe they're the ones who saved the Columbus Crew. Did they not? Didn't they?
Yes,
They
the
bailed out
Larners.
Columbus?
No, not
Yes.
yeah, the Larners.
I believe so. Is somebody out there Correct
Yeah,
me
someone
if I'm
check
wrong
us.
on
I'm
that.
not sure.
Again, if you want to be an intern for the show, it's unpaid. We will probably give you lots of alcohol. And if you're better at a computer than me, that'd be great. And
Yes.
I'm in IT, but basically, if you're half
Hey,
my age, you're probably better at it than I am. So,
there you go. There you go.
internships available. Hopefully, sponsorship before long.
www.evan/aaronshow.com. There you go.
We're gonna have to get merch and shit, man. You know,
Here's what
good
we can do.
good mythical
Let's
Evan and Kathy, Evan and Aaron. What am I doing, boy? I'm struggling.
Dude, no, I like this. I like this. Let's run with it because what we can do is we can put it on the site, we can promote it, make it a promotion, and say the winner is going to be our first live interview at the tap after COVID, or whenever comfortable, or whatever.
We definitely need to hit up management and get that sorted out because I think we could get a nice little I think what we could do is have a show where we did like maybe 2 or 3 10-minute long segments with each of our most prominent folks, kind of a 5 minutes of infamy kind of thing, but in person, and probably
Yeah,
the ability to shoot the shit a little bit more. Like 5 minutes of infamy is get your guns out and shoot them up, and
yep,
and there's no interruption. It'd be nice to chat, and really get into a conversation with folks. So we'll
yeah.
have that coming up soon. And yeah, we'll figure out some merch. We'll figure out some in-person stuff. So, but if anybody
Okay.
doesn't realize why I did this shot so early, it's because those of us of a leftward persuasion um,
Oh,
took some L's last night.
oh
Now,
man.
I think this could be an interesting conversation because dun-dun-dun, there needs to be, I think, some nuance, some pumping the brakes. Virginia does not indicate that 2022 is lost. It doesn't indicate 2024 is hopeless. It does say the message that Democrats are putting out there right now isn't getting across, and the things that have been promised have not yet come to fruition. I think that I'm going to give my take on it here for a second, and then I'll let you
Yeah,
have it.
go,
Um,
go.
because these are more local races, I didn't follow them quite as closely as I would have national races and things of that nature. What's up, Bio? Um, but obviously the McAuliffe-Youngkin race was, caught national attention. Trump sort of inserted himself into it, which Youngkin clearly did not want. But I think that while first off, Biden's not doing his job as well as he could be. And from the standpoint of, I think he needs to be going around the country and telling people exactly why the Build Back Better, the voting rights, all these things are such positives. What are they going to do? We really, truly need to stop saying, or they need to truly stop saying, because I'm not running for office, but they truly need to stop saying that they're just against Trump and Trumpism and all these bad ideas. You've got to say, this is what we're doing that's better. And the thing is, Biden's good at that. Biden is very good about just walking out there and being straightforward and saying, look, I'm a kid from a poor house in Pennsylvania, and here's what I think needs to be done to help the country. We had the New Deal before. We can have another New Deal. We can build back better. We can have these things. We can improve infrastructure. He can sell that, and he's not doing a very good job of it. But we're also losing on the identity politics front. And I will not relent in any way. I think that we do need to be banging the drum for things, but clearly we're losing the sort of rhetorical argument. We're our point of view that teaching. First off, people aren't teaching critical race theory. They're, if anything, they're just teaching history. And, you don't like that history. You're ashamed of it. You look back on it and, we're not white guilting you. You're guilt. You feel guilt. If you feel this way, it's because you look back on it and it's shameful. It's wrong. It's not in the intention of critical race theory. First off, isn't taught in high school. We've had this conversation before. It's not taught in elementary schools. Any teachers who are bringing some elements of it into it are basically the equivalent of, hey, you guys are advanced. I'm going to show you what, a calculus equation looks like, because you're never gonna fully understand it, but I'm going to let you dip your toes into it. We're losing those rhetorical arguments. And thirdly, we're losing the play to the edge of the rules version of politics. Because I don't like it any better than you do, but the filibuster is legal. Gerrymandering is legal. Passing laws that restrict voting rights is legal. And when Democrats have power, because they want to play nice, they want everybody to play by the rules, they want everybody to call their own fouls at the park, they're getting beat. They're not doing these things. The only thing that Trump was super successful about while he was in office that Biden is mimicking is getting a lot of circuit court judges appointed, a lot of like mid-level shit, things like that. But Democrats need to fucking play some hardball. And I don't mean, that Democrats aren't cheating. There isn't this widespread voter fraud that we keep hearing about. But they're losing that argument too. I mean, shouldn't a whole bunch of Virginia Republicans today be going, gosh, did we really win that election? Because we thought elections were rigged. Wait, what's really going on? I noticed they're pretty quiet on that front today. So, my take is the one thing I will add, and then I'll let you have it because I've been filibustering myself, is that for all the doom and gloom that's getting spread, New York elected a black mayor who was a former cop. Boston has its first female and person of color mayor. Lots of local races went to progressive Democrat people. And I give props where it's due. The lieutenant governor of Virginia is going to be a black female former Marine. And, she does support Trump, but she was also elected fairly and squarely. And we got to give some, look, until she starts Boberting or Greening, they're entitled to their opinion. And we can't. Democrats need to stop bitching and moaning about losing elections and just win elections. I cede the floor to you, my friend.
No, dude. Everything you said was going to be basically what I said. Two major points. Where is Kamala? Where's Kamala? You gotta let her loose, dude. You gotta let her go. Just give her this opportunity to truly paint a picture for America. She did that in 3 minutes in an interview today, talking about how the GOP blocked yet again, the the voting rights bill.
Act, yeah.
She's amazing, and we're not seeing her. We're not seeing her. We need to see her. But I think the second thing is exactly what you said. We have to stop. We have to stop focusing on the individual of Donald Trump, and we have to start focusing on the flawed issues that have arisen from his presidency, the flawed policies, laws that were passed, all those things that restricted people from vote. We have to focus on the issues. Yeah. We have to stop trying to focus on this man. And I'm saying it, I will say it. I fell into this trap. I thought, once Trump is gone, oh my God, blue skies and stuff like that. I mean, I think we tempered it pretty well on the show. I think we tempered it. We were like, look, Biden's he's not the savior of everything. He's just supposed to kind of calm everything down. But to what avail? It's not like we came into this with blinders on, thinking that we were going to change the universe because we had a little bit of a cushion in the House and a very small cushion in the Senate. They knew it was going to be a struggle. They knew it was going to be a fight. And the Democrats have proven that they cannot get their people in line. They can't. I mean, Aaron, we're talking about slam type stuff for Democrats if they go
Yep.
on their own. If they were able to go on their own, this is slam dunk type stuff, and you can't get it done. You can't get it done. That to me signals that, and I hate to say this, if we don't get off of this Donald Trump kick, we're going to have our asses handed to us next year. We will lose both the House and the Senate, and not in any small margin either. We will lose, and we'll lose big, because we're our ground game right now sucks.
Yeah.
Absolutely sucks. And it sucks because we don't have a cause. We had a cause last year, but we put all our eggs in the Donald Trump basket.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of putting our eggs into, hey, when people are standing in line to vote, there are people that actually don't want you to have water. There are people who in Flint who still don't have water to drink. There are people in Texas who friggin' had to freeze to death because of a monopoly of energy there. We're not talking about issues. We'll let that gloss over. It'll be a nice headline for a week or two, but then we move on and we keep talking about Donald Trump this, Donald Trump that.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what, Aaron, I've been so much more happy these past 2-3 weeks. I have not watched MSNBC, CNN. I've not watched any of them. I have come in and just started watching Premier League stuff. Like, I will record games and I will watch them over and over again. I'll get my little bit of news from Twitter, whatever I need, read it, done. I'm not watching this stuff anymore, man, because we're going about it the wrong way. Mm-hmm. And last night proved it. And I'll shut up and let you go ahead and take it.
No, absolutely right. Well, and, the discussion today is, you've got a moderate Democrat in the White House. You have a preponderance of moderate Democrats in Congress, and Terry McAuliffe himself is a moderate Democrat. He was more popular, I think, than Northam, but I think Northam kind of didn't help out the ticket with some of the shit he did. So I'm a little, there's a part of me that's like, hey, maybe the progressives need to get a little bit more aggressive. But that gets us into the identity politics discussion. And, I like what you said there, Io, about, AOC, and I do like her, but I think even she, for all her cleverness, has failed to come up with, I don't want to say a response, because I don't want Democrats to just be playing defense. I want somebody to sit down with the guy who created critical race theory and talk to him.
The woman.
The woman that created. Yes, thank you. Well, and ultimately, it's a convergence of like 6 different people who wrote pieces and things like that. So I think it would behoove some high-level, smart Democrats to meet with them and say, look, we're getting beat up on this, not because your idea is wrong, but because the way that they're arguing it, the way that Republicans are couching it, is defeating our particular message. Can you give us any more insight? I mean, and I'm sure those, to them, they're like, look, this is a graduate level law school course that is meant to make people think about the ways law came about and are applied in this country. And it's been extrapolated into something that, okay, yeah, I was saying, I feel you that, but that's not her job. That's Pelosi's job. That's Schumer's job. That's Jamie Harrison's job. Is it though? Isn't it the job of Pelosi and Schumer to unleash the power of the solid minds that they've got. I mean,
Yeah.
look, Kevin McCarthy isn't holding back Cawthorn and Boebert and Green and all these people.
Right.
McConnell's not holding anybody back. He's not speaking out against these people. So
No.
Schumer and Pelosi, you know, if they're holding the reins of this, they need to let them loose a little bit and say, you know what, we've got some. Cory Booker's a pretty fucking smart guy. Get him out there talking, okay? And
Can
I'm
you
with
imagine
you.
if
Kamala Harris needs to be at the
What?
forefront of this, saying, look,
he's a freaking prosecutor?
yeah. Well, and she was too. So there are people who can articulate this message in such a way to say that, look, we're still for the rule of law. We're not attempting to. The message out there is that Democrats want to subvert the vision of America, rather than Democrats want to actualize the supposed vision of America, the promise that was made to supposedly every person in this country, but that has not been very much extended to poor, to people of color, to women, to transgender, to anybody who doesn't look like white European royalty has gotten the shaft. And you've
Right.
got to figure out how to make this conversation work for people without making them supposedly feel guilty about themselves. And I know we shouldn't have to be like, oh, let's dance around their little feelings. Well, there's the problem, man. There's snowflakes just like there's snowflakes on our side. There's snowflakes out there that need to be fucking handled. And we're losing that battle.
So once again, man, we're on the same vein. We're in the same line of thinking. I'm going to disagree with you, Io. You say our ground game doesn't suck. It's non-existent. Right now it is, but I don't think it necessarily has to be, because our ground game was awesome.
Last time.
Awesome in this last election.
Yep.
And I've got two words for you. And I don't know why Biden doesn't have this person on speed dial. Stacey Abrams.
Yeah.
Why the hell isn't she in the White House why is she in there every day?
She should be the new James Carville.
I would be calling her saying, Stacey, how do we resurrect our ground game when it comes to critical race theory? And you're absolutely right, Aaron. You employ everything at your command. You put shit on TV. You go on 2020. You say, these are exactly the things that are being taught in your school system. These are the things that are being taught in undergraduate college classes. And I guarantee you, all the way up to undergraduate college, you won't see critical race theory unless it's a law school, unless you're pre-law.
And they're giving you a dip into it.
Yeah, exactly. You're not going to see it. I don't teach critical race theory. I teach elements of it because I teach history.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. This is the thing. If you saw on Twitter, Sarah Silverman posted this video of this older guy, and at the Virginia elections, and he was being interviewed, and someone asked him, said, "Hey, what's the most important thing?" Well, making sure that our education of our kids are good and that we are not teaching them critical race theory. And he's like, "Oh, really? Okay, well, what is it?" And he goes, "Well, I don't want to get into the particulars of it, but I just don't like it."
Yep.
He didn't know.
Right.
Nobody knows.
This is right-wing, fear-based propaganda, but let's face it, it has won. It has won consistently throughout history. Not always. And here's the thing that people need to look at. Virginia used to be firmly Democratic when you really didn't want to talk about why Democrats were Democrats, okay? That was kind of before.
Yeah.
But after the great switchover, if you will, if you look at the trends, you tend to get 2 to 3 Republican governors in a row, 2 to 3 Democrat governors in a row. It's basically been that way since the mid to late 60s.
Except Indiana.
Which reflects
the
modern incarnation of the parties.
Yeah.
So, everybody's like, well, the state hadn't had a Republican governor since 2009. Well, that's true, but that just means you had you had 3 Democratic governors in a row, one of whom was incredibly fucking unpopular. The last guy, Ralph Northam. I mean, he's had some good policies, but when your college yearbook photos pop up showing you in blackface, it's pretty hard to argue about civil rights law, right? It's pretty hard to have a whole lot of credibility with people of color, you know, when it comes to these things. When you say, I'm going to fight for this, well, are you? Are you, dude? Because you kind of look like a hypocrite. So that doesn't help things. But I also don't think it's something that made much to get so crazy about. Io says, so I got a question, a legit question. Do Dems actually believe in their policies? Because they, and by they I mean mostly moderates, don't fight for their policies like they actually believe in them. Ours, say what you want, actually fight tooth and nail. I think that's exactly what we're getting at right now. You know, if you're going to be a moderate and you're going to get on the climate change game, you know, you're gonna hitch your wagon to that the way Biden has, and say that, look, this is an existential crisis and something that, you know, our children, you know, we may live through it, but our children are real. We're already seeing the effects of it. We're already seeing these catastrophes, these disasters around the country, and yet it's the first thing to go in the bill. It's the first thing cut loose in the bill because Joe Manchin likes his coal, and we can't win these fucking battles. If we can't win these battles, then honestly, it does make the average person say, well, why should I vote for you if you can't govern? If you can't actually govern? I mean, you're absolutely right, Io. Say what you will. The fucking Republicans ram shit through.
So I'm going to say this, and I hope that you're still my friend.
Is this to me or Io?
No, to everybody.
Oh.
Donald Trump was an abomination. An abomination. But an abomination according to my beliefs in what a president should be. Okay. Got the Supreme Court got it leaning way heavily conservative. Got hundreds, if not thousands of judges, circuit judges appointed, and set up the Republican Party, even though they lost the House and the Senate, set them up to be where they are now. And what I'm saying is this, is that we can look existentially, we can look emotionally, we can look, you know, on our high horses and from our ivory towers and look down and say, oh, this is a terrible person, blah, blah, blah. I have said this a couple of times during this podcast, is that we not allow ourselves to play the game of politics the way it should be played in America, or the way it is being played in America now. And the problem is, and I get it, we want to stay on our high horse. We want to go high when they go low. But the problem is that going low right now in our society, unfortunately, going low gets results. Gets results. Now, if you want to be that person lays awake at night in your bed being like, oh my God, I can't believe we did this. But yet we were able to pass a bill that got people the ability to vote. We passed a bill that we made sure that, you know, abortion rights and this idiotic shit that's going down on Texas, if we ramrodded through what we wanted to do, and it may not have been, you know, the most cordial way, we get rid of the filibuster, we do that, you know, we're not willing to do that. We want to do things by the book. And the problem is that the book has been changed, and we're going by the book of the 1940s, 1950s, 1960s. And this is 2021. We have better figure that out. We better figure it out, man.
I could not agree more. And, you know, what gets me is Pelosi has rallied the troops at times. She's done a very, very good job. But she's been pretty quiet.
Yeah. What's up with that?
Yeah, I feel you. Well, for the newbies, if you don't know, I believe it is halftime, although I'll give John one final shout before we do the switch over. I'm sure there are more than a few Dems that just say what they have to. More likely they don't suffer like most people do because of their relative wealth. That usually doesn't foster any sense of urgency or passion. Well, I mean, let's face it, when Joe Manchin is giving a press conference from the bow of his fucking yacht talking about we don't need, a child tax credit or paid maternity leave and shit like that, like, all right, man, I guess, look, cool, give everybody a little bit of coal money then, I mean.
Oh, my God, man. Anyway.
I don't know what
it
to
is
say,
halftime, my
it is
friend.
halftime.
It is halftime. Jeez. Well, you go first this week, man. I'm reeling from this stupidity. Anyway.
This week, my shout out is to my lovely and wonderful and great significant other, my wife, Amy.
Hey.
Got some stuff coming up. I'm not gonna ring that out. Just let you know that she's gonna have a rough bit of time coming up, and I'm gonna be there for her because she's been there for me, and she's solid. She's a rock. She's amazing to me, and keep your head up, and we will get through this like we've gotten through everything else this year. So,
all right. To Amy.
Slanky.
Oh my God, Aaron.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I don't know what the protocol is, but I actually got this shot from my infinity jar. Now, this is the remnants of, I think we've explained this before. This is the remnants, like the last little shot from each of your whiskey bottles that you get. You pour it in your, oh my God, dude. I'm not kidding you. This is magic. It is magic.
So
good it is.
Is it any kind of whiskey? I mean, are you blending everything into that?
Well, you know the stuff I drink, man. Like I drink okay stuff. Like the lowest thing is just regular JMO. Like I'll put regular JMO in there.
But what I'm saying is it bourbon, Irish whiskey, Scotch whiskey? Is it all the same kind of whiskey, or are you kind of like getting funky with it?
No. It's whiskey. So it's not bourbon. It's not just American stuff.
But it's anything.
Whiskey. It can be Irish. Yeah, Irish whiskey.
Okay.
Whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you say it tastes good, that's cool. But when our friends did that at their wedding, I was like, I'm not sure that's gonna turn out. I don't want to be the wedding pooper, but I don't know about that one.
All I'm saying is it's a good mix. It's a really good mix, brother.
Nobody likes a wedding pooper.
Speaking of a good mix,
yeah.
There was a good mix of matches this weekend, my friend. And once again, I have not been. Yes, it has to be whiskey, John. I have not been the biggest fan of Tuchel, but the guy is in control, man. He's dialing up whatever's happening. It's happening. He's playing Reece James a little more, which I love. Mm-hmm. Love that Reece James has been kind of let loose to kind of do his thing. Mendy looks solid. Chilwell's actually involved, and you got Mount. You got the guys are playing well. It was also good.
Pooley played today. Or yesterday.
There you go. It was also good to see Man U come back and be okay, be good. I don't know what were your takes on. I know. I'm trying to be positive.
No, it's all good. It's all good. First off, every time I hear Thomas Tuchel, it makes me think like some like
a kid's show.
No. It sounds like a woman is trying to like be like overly polite. Like, excuse me, I've got to go take a Tuchel.
Wow, I think of a kid's show like that Thomas Tuchel.
Thomas Tuchel. Well, what I was gonna say, my segue was gonna be, uh, you know, sometimes a loss, the political losses that we were just talking about, sometimes they can be a catalyst for some reflection and change. And, a little over a week ago, we were talking about Liverpool beating the living shit out of Manchester United. Manchester United looked dire and Liverpool looked fantastic. And lo and behold, a few days later, you've got an absolute performance out of United. Changed things up, which obviously everybody could see. So Ole's not a genius for making the change, but he's the manager and had to do it, and he did. There's still issues, as evidenced by what went on yesterday at Atalanta. But there's a couple different ways of looking at these things. On the one hand, performance wasn't great. Performance was great against Tottenham, not great against Atalanta. Paul Pogba clearly doesn't want to be at the club anymore, so him being suspended at this weekend again for Man City isn't a problem. We'll go with McFred, and we've beaten City several times in a row now with McFred, so it seems to be working. 3 at the back makes sense. Hopefully Varane is healthy, but Bailly looked really, really good yesterday. Mm-hmm. And at the end of the day, Manchester United has arguably the greatest big game player that I've ever seen. The fact that Ole compared him to Michael Jordan makes absolute sense. I'm sorry if anybody has a problem with that.
No, not at all.
Look at the tape. I mean, there are people who, when the chips are down, and it doesn't matter if it's for Portugal or Manchester United or it's a five-a-side game, Cristiano Ronaldo figures out a way to win the match, and chances are he's going to score the goal too. And he's just done some things. Is he the best goal scorer on the planet? I don't know, man. Lewandowski's walking around, Erling Haaland's walking around, but is he the guy you definitely want the ball to fall to in the 93rd plus minute? Fuck yeah, it is. Absolutely fuck yeah, it is. This guy's got ice in his veins, and he may be papering over some cracks, but
I don't know. I'd like Sam Kerr, to be honest with you. I'd take Sam Kerr on my team, but no, I hear what you're saying about Ronaldo, man. That guy is he's phenomenal.
I love Sam Kerr. She's like, honestly, outside of like, just because Alex she's our queen, and Rapinoe, but Sam Kerr, she reminds me of Ken Griffey Jr. She's just got a smile on her face and she's playing a game. Every time she walks out there, she's playing a game. Now, don't get me wrong. Yeah. She will fucking step on your throat to score a goal, but she's just out there playing a game. She's out there playing a game. Man. Yeah, no shit, John. Well, you can't mark him. I mean, the guy's so physically gifted. Also, brother, he's 36 years old. I mean, this guy's
not like he's an old man.
This guy's going to fucking destroy. He's going to show up in the MLS and absolutely destroy people. It's for 1 or 2 seasons. It's going to be absurd.
Yep, absolutely. I also, one of the things that I noticed in this last match, and Io, I'd like to get your take on it. Hudson-Odoi, the way they are using him to create, holy cow! This kid. I'm telling you, if they use him in a more creating role to drive up and deliver the ball into the box, I see wonderful things happening. Right now, Chelsea just has some amazing chemistry going on. They're believing in the game plan. The right guys are in the game. The right guys are in the match. It's looking good. But once again, and I'm going to say this, even as a Chelsea fan, damn it, you've got Ronaldo. You've got Ronaldo. And you cannot at any point count out. So, Dad, no.
Bill,
Okay.
Bill, it's called football, Because the
all right.
nobody ever puts on their foot.
Uh,
No, it's all good. You know, honestly,
yeah.
Chelsea are playing some really, really good ball for you. Are you start? Okay, my question is, where's Hudson-Odoi been playing when he's played? Because I didn't watch the game yesterday because it was not. Honestly, I assumed Chelsea would beat Malmo. I didn't really think that was going to be a huge
Right,
stretch.
right.
On my second TV, yeah, that's right. On my second TV,
Wow, rubbing
I
that in.
I had on a different. Well, you've
Jeez.
been down here. This is the command center. I just assumed Chelsea would beat Malmo, so I didn't think much about it. So when he plays, where does Callum Hudson-Odoi play?
Well,
Because Chelsea basically play a 3-5-2, right?
Yeah, 3-5-2, and I think, crap. Let me look it up. I think he was.
Io, get on me. Is he a 6? I assume he's playing the 6.
I think he's playing. Yeah.
If you're saying he's contributing to the attack, I'm gonna suggest he's a 6 because I can't see him playing wide. But I haven't seen him play recently. I've always been a Cho fan. I mean, actually the youth movement that came through Chelsea. The problem was you guys had so many that you had them out on loan. You couldn't keep track of them. I mean, hey, Evan, remember when you had Mo Salah and Kevin De Bruyne?
Yeah, I know. Yeah. That hurts.
Currently, I mean, seriously, maybe the on-form player in the world. Because for as good as Ronaldo is, Mo Salah is a part of.
He's amazing.
He's a part of the Liverpool system and attack. Cristiano Ronaldo is just the tip of the spear. He's the last guy to touch the ball. And you know what? That's fine. That happens too. Robert Lewandowski is that for Bayern Munich. Robert Lewandowski isn't like picking up the ball at midfield and running at people. But Mo Salah is. Mo Salah is creating for others.
Yes. But I will say this.
Kevin De Bruyne is Paul Scholes plus.
He's awesome. I mean, he's great. But there's no way you hold on to those two guys on the same team. There's no way. There's no way.
Well, not when Jose Mourinho is your manager.
Io, help.
I'm a murder your boy here on stats and shit. No, you know what?
I mean, about Jose.
The thing about Chelsea is they've got a great plan. Everybody knows what their role is. And for the most part, they go out and execute it. I would suggest that. So it's like 2 10s. Oh, interesting. Okay. I can see it. Because Odoi wants to be on the ball more than Havertz does. Havertz wants to probably just face up a guy one-on-one, beat him, whereas Odoi is like, nah, man, we can play some interchange and stuff. So that makes sense. I can see that. The issue you see with United right now is that they're trying to enact a plan and they were getting toward it. Varane obviously strengthens the back line and gives you the option to play 3 at the back. And that's not a natural thing for United. There's not a history of that at this club. But I think if you want to get the attacking prowess that United has involved, you play that. Hockey matches can end in a tie, JoJo.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was going to say. I was like, hockey.
But it allows you to play that system, and you've got the players for it. But I think you throw Sancho in there. He didn't get time to bed in with the team. And Ronaldo was not part of the plan. But you don't say no to it. I mean, any of us, I don't care what club you support, if Ronaldo gets dangled in front of you, you take him. That's right. It ends in a shootout now.
Okay, whatever.
Yeah. People hate soccer for shootouts too, by the way. Just saying.
Oh
No,
my God.
I'm just kidding. You're not wrong, Jojo.
No.
But it takes time. It takes time to
Yes.
gel as a
Yes.
club, and all I'll say is that they say that the sign of a championship team is when they figure out ways to win when they haven't played well. Well,
Yeah.
United have figured out how to get these results while they haven't played well. God help you all when United figure it out. Because can you imagine Ronaldo scoring for fun? Can you imagine if United start creating the kind of chances they did when they had Ronaldo, Berbatov, Tevez, and Rooney and Giggs? If they turn into that kind of attacking team, what's Cristiano Ronaldo going to do? He'd put 5 past
Whatever
Liverpool.
he wants.
He'd put 5 past Liverpool on his own in a game like that. Now, we're not
Yeah.
there yet. I'm not saying we are, and I'm not saying we're going to get there, but I see the plan. I can see it, and when it works, we got as much talent as anybody, save for 1 or 2 positions.
There you go.
So,
and you know what? That being said, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to call it, and I'm going to say we are transitioning into my favorite part of the show tonight. We're going into the Hey Aaron segment of the night. And, I just wanted to be a little controversial tonight there, Aaron. So I'm going to ask you to do something that may not be very popular, but we all want to hear your opinion. So I'm going to show you pictures of celebrities, and you are either going to say that they are trash or they are a treasure. Trash or treasure.
okay.
It's a celebrity edition. Okay. So here, ladies and gentlemen, please feel free to chime in on this. I am going to get ready here and set it up. Now, this is in the form of questions. They want you to guess who the celebrity is, but it was so freaking easy that I had to come up with something else. And
Okay.
so I was like, okay, well,
can I answer both questions, or are you just going to have the
sure. Yeah, no,
okay.
but it's absolutely easy, dude. I mean, it's freaking easy. So, I mean, you can do whatever you want.
Also, I don't know what you see in the feed, Evan, from your end.
Yeah.
But I've noted that everybody commenting tonight, thank you all for commenting, are anniversary followers, which means you've been with us for the year and a half. I don't know when they did this because it's the first time I've used this interface. But
you know what?
Big ups. This is episode 76. We've been at this for a year and a half now, and I look forward to it every week. I'm excited to have a chat. I love my buddy Evan, and I love you all for tuning in. And hopefully you YouTubers out there will give us some feedback as well. Like, subscribe, smash those buttons, as they say. We do this every Wednesday night. And this is the Hey Aaron segment where we basically just do random shit. So let's have at it.
All right. So here we go. Since you want to play the dual game, name this actor and then say whether this actor is trash or a treasure.
Are there any particular, do you have any parameters for why they would be trash or a treasure? Or
no, that's totally up to you.
That's on me. All right.
The beauty of the Hey Aaron segment, dude.
Let's get
this
at
is
it.
all you. Here we go.
I'm a Jim Rome this shit. John Travolta is trash.
Oh, wow.
Scientology can get fucked. He's a good human being. But he's trash. We don't need him in our society.
He's trash. All right. Next, unless anybody wants to say something about that, I think, okay, there you go.
We have no women watching, so we're fine. Also, John Travolta's
We're good.
Wife has been a beard for a long time.
Next.
That is Zac Efron, and he's a goddamn national treasure.
That's right, he is. Yes, my friend. Zac Efron is a treasure. Man,
I have no clue who Logan Lerman is. Thank God it wasn't his picture.
Yeah, I don't know who that is. I have no idea who that is. But yes, 100% agree with you, my friend. Next.
Oh, Michelle Pfeiffer. We write songs about her.
Yes.
She's the white gold.
Yes. Yes.
Goddamn right. You shit me? Honestly, all four of those women are treasures. Kate Winslet's British, so she's not a national treasure, but I wouldn't. I mean, come on, it's Kate Winslet. These are four amazing fucking actresses. And Michelle Pfeiffer rocks. Also,
absolutely.
I think they misspelled Michelle Pfeiffer. I think it's Pfeiffer. Say that 5 times fast.
Come on, the quiz. Let's go. Let's do this right, okay? But yes, you're right.
Also, man, I gotta, as a philosophy major, I gotta give you props that one of your tabs is the Maslow hierarchy of self-actualization.
I'm a deep brother, man.
Seriously, anytime you want to like dive into that shit, I am so happy to, because I love it.
Right.
I love it.
All right.
Not right now during the hair. I mean,
no.
Next
I know
hair. By the way, for all you nerds out there, there's going to be a Hey Aaron on the Maslow's hierarchy of
yes there will be. All right, next one. Here we go.
It's actually Maslow's hierarchy of personal needs, right?
Of needs. Yep.
And the top level is self-actualization. So
there you go.
And that's
what
my
we
goal.
all strive
her
for.
first role was Grease too. That's unfortunate.
Oh, how she came back. See, that's why she's a treasure.
She recovered
to come back from Grease 2. Amazing. To Dangerous Minds. Yes. Here we go.
Let me tell you why I brought you here.
Yes. Well, I want to hear what you got to say. I got to hear it.
Man, Nicolas Cage is a national treasure because he's in on the joke.
Yeah. Yes.
He absolutely gets.
He gets it.
His role in pop culture, like he understands, and he almost plays up to it at times. Like absolutely.
If you guys have not seen the history of curse words,
I watched a couple episodes of it. It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
He's hilarious on that. He's absolutely hilarious on it, man. All right, next.
John McGilvery, nursing runs on Maslow. I like that phrase. It's like America runs on Duncan. I honestly, yes, national treasure. Sandra Bullock is amazing.
Yeah, man.
She's consistently played the glamorously non-glamorous kind of character.
Yes, Miss Congeniality.
You can't look at this woman and I mean, look, they've got her with Julia Roberts, Cate Blanchett, Jennifer Lopez, Sandra Bullock. These are all stunningly beautiful women. They're disarming, but she's had a certain kind of comedic aspect to her that has allowed her to sort of undermine that a bit, to kind of like soften it in a way that, I mean, J-Lo's a diva, Julia Roberts is a diva, Cate Blanchett is a diva. I've never heard about Sandra Bullock being a diva.
Right, exactly. She seems like she would be the one out of the four to sit and have a beer with you. Or at least a dirty martini.
Which here's the thing. Once you actually hear, like get beyond the tabloid kind of bullshit and learn what you can about these people, turns out they all kind of would be that person. They've just got quirks,
Yeah, they do.
They've got quirks and they've got fuck you money in a way that,
I want that.
Like everybody talks about J-Lo and, movement,
I love J-Lo.
But if you got I got $1 million in my pocket, you're going to do what I say.
Here we go. Next.
Right. Sorry out there. Sorry. Are you kidding me? He's maybe the most. Also, Johnny Depp is That's Johnny Depp's porn name is Johnny Depp.
Oh my God! And Mark Hamill? There's not even an extra L there.
That's hysterical. I want to see Johnny Depp and Edward Penis Hands. I'm surprised that wasn't the porn player's name. And for the record, Harrison Ford is much like Sandra Bullock, just like the most possible of like national treasures. I mean, the guy's amazing. He's 7,642 years old. He still has an earring in his left ear. He smokes weed. In a lot of ways. So do you know how he got his roles in the movie?
In the Raiders movies?
No, in Star Wars. He was
I should know that.
He was an actor, but not getting a lot. You know, he'd been in movies before. That guy was in fucking Apocalypse Now and Guns of Navarone and all sorts of shit. He's been in stuff, but he just wasn't able to, wasn't making a career. So he was working as a carpenter for Hollywood directors, and he was working for George Lucas, and that's like, George Lucas is like, oh, I got this character named Han Solo. You want to give it a try?
Wow.
So
that's amazing.
I don't know if they're kind of like playing off that in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
John knew it. John knew it. Nice.
Yeah. Oh, I love me some Han Solo. Probably my first anti-hero character, like bad boy in my lifetime. I mean, that's like 82, 83, something like that.
Right,
also,
right.
Let's think about Harrison Ford's run, okay? Star Wars, Empire, Indiana Jones, in the Raiders of the Lost Ark, Return of the Jedi, the next two Indiana Jones.
Then you had him jump to being the president a couple of times in movies.
Air Force One, and
Patriot Games.
Well, but he was Jack Ryan. I mean, he had about a 10-year run where every movie he made was box office gold, and then Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. They're apparently in production for the 5th one. You know what's sad is
what you say.
I think we all saw it. Yeah, I forgot Blade Runner. I just realized that.
American Graffiti.
That what threw this all off was I had River Phoenix not died. I think they were gonna hand off the role. I mean, I've always said you could treat the Indiana Jones character like James Bond. Just send him on all these adventures around the mid-30s to the mid-50s. You've got this 20-year window where you can just have this character be involved in everything. And what's funny is some of the stories they talk about in Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, him doing these jobs for the OSS, the precursor to the CIA and stuff. Those are better movies than the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull was.
Yeah, right.
Give me that movie.
Right, exactly. All right, next. Cousin, not uncle.
Pops, you're absolutely right. He was, or no, wait, John McGilvery, American Graffiti said that. I'm sorry, I thought your dad said that. My bad. Also, Robert De Niro.
Oh my! They must have been high.
Bobby
must have been high.
Bobby Dollars. That's what we're calling him from now on. Bobby Dollars.
De Niro.
I want to say that. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Tom Hanks he's either a national treasure or he's like the original deep state living in Australia and he's running a pedophile ring. So, take your pick, folks.
Pizzagate. There you go. Yes, Tom Hanks, absolutely, the cousin that we all want. And, yeah.
Oh,
anyway,
this is the uncle you want to show up at every like you look forward to. He brings the good brown liquor. He fucking shows up with some. He comes up. He's like, "Oh, I've been smoking these ribs for the last 17 hours. You're gonna love this shit." He's just like he's got all the anecdotes. He's got the good presents at Christmas. He's
and there's no raisins. He doesn't bring the raisins. He refuses to bring raisins.
The man played Mr. Rogers.
There you go. Next. Oh, shoot. Here we go.
Yeah, I mean Meryl Streep, classic. Much like everybody else on that list, just
Yep.
national treasures. Um, Gosh, the only person I've shit on is John Travolta. I feel bad about that.
Oh, no. There'll be more. I think there'll be more. There's a few more. Here we go. Here
But
we
yeah,
go.
I mean Meryl's great. She's phenomenal in everything she's in. Also, Glenn Close has two N's in it. Um,
Oh my gosh, they were high when they did this. Here we go. Oh, for the younger generation.
this kid is amazing.
Thank you. Thank you.
Um, I think the first movie I saw him in was Little Women.
Mhm.
As the lover boy that all the sisters are sort of lusting after, and he embodied it great because he's such a kind of punk. He's in the new Dune.
Yes.
I've seen him in something else I want to say recently. He's he's late. I've seen Lady Bird. The
Okay.
kid's a tremendous actor. He's
Yep.
gonna have a wonderful career. Yeah, treasure, love him. He's fantastic. He spells his name kind of silly, but is what it is. Again, Logan
So,
Lerman. You better show me a fucking picture of Logan Lerman.
right. So this person is.
Timothy Chalamet. Timothy
That's right, my
Chalamet.
friend. That's right. Chalamet. Chala Met. There you go. That's it.
It's not Chalamet.
Yeah, it is Chalamet. I'm
Okay.
just playing.
I've
All right.
never heard him say it, so I've only gone on what other people say, and that can get you in trouble.
Oh, good Lord. Here we go. Oh,
The
I'm sorry.
the person named as she was not name dropped, but name dropped in the Facebook movie.
Oh.
When they list off, they're like, oh, at a school where there's like, 3 Olympians and Pulitzer Prize
Okay.
winners and
Yep.
an Academy Award winner or some shit like that.
Yep.
And they're like, who is that? And they're like, does it matter? And everybody's like, who is it? Well, Natalie Portman went to Harvard
Bam.
at the same time Mark Zuckerberg
Yep.
did.
There you go.
Uh,
See?
she's phenomenal. We're just gonna forget those Star Wars movies. Forget those Star Wars movies and
Dude,
watch
I'm
her
into some
video.
Padme.
Watch her rap
into some-
videos for SNL. They're the best. Seriously, they're the best.
Okay. I got you. Next. Oh my. Oh, dude. Is there a question? Shaw, as if. Come on.
Robin Tunney has 2 N's in it. It's
And we
Alicia
just saw
Silverstone.
Natalie Portman. Yes.
It's Alicia Silverstone.
Come on,
And
man.
I am neutral on her.
Wow.
I think Clueless, for its time, was a good movie. It really doesn't hold up to history very well, and she's not really done anything else. So I'm not going to say she's trash, but she's not a national treasure either.
Okay. All right. I'll give you that. It was just, the whole sentimental type thing.
Look, generationally, love that movie. Clueless is
Yep.
fantastic.
Yep.
It just, if you watch it now, you kind of can't help but be like, some of this shit, especially for it being in progressive LA. You're like, really?
Yeah, right.
No, that
Right.
doesn't float
Right.
anymore. And also knowing that what's her face, Cher's best friend, she became like an idiotic Fox News kind of woman.
Oh.
Stacey Dash. Her name's Stacey Dash.
Stacey Dash. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good call.
Although recently she has sort of repented for behaving that way and says she's going to stay out of politics.
John, that was awesome, John. Treasure trash then?
There's sometimes, for anybody who's been to South Florida, there is some treasure trash.
Treasure trash. Here we go. Next one. Interesting.
I love him. Absolutely love some JGL.
Yep.
Everything he's been. I think him and Tom Hardy are better than DiCaprio in Inception. I think they make the movie. The movie just would not have this like DiCaprio is great. You expect it from him.
Yeah,
But
no, but you're
what
right.
they bring to it is phenomenal.
Yep.
He's good in 500 Days of Summer.
Mhm.
I think he's really nice. I've not seen, what is it? Is it Jumper? Whatever the movie where he travels through time. Um,
Uh, yeah, I can't remember.
but
Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Looper, not Jumper.
Looper.
Yeah.
Okay.
With Bruce
Wow.
Willis. Yeah.
Okay, so Dad, best actor. Okay, okay, that's good. I can get with that. I like him on the on the trashy side sometimes.
I
Okay.
I
Okay.
feel you. I feel you, John. I feel
All
you.
right. Here we go. Ooh, man, man. I I want to hear what you have to say about him.
Um, Phenomenal actor, Christian Bale. Phenomenal actor. The Dark Knight sort of trilogy is honestly, it's the pinnacle of the comic book genre movie. It's better than Endgame. Um,
Whoa, 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 whoa. Time.
it's really just what they pulled off there was phenomenal, and he's a huge part of that. Um,
Did you
it
really say
sounds
that The Dark Knight Rises is better than Endgame?
yeah
Wow.
yeah
Okay.
yeah.
I love you. I
It's
love
all
you.
good. It's all good. I honestly don't. I don't think that's. I mean, they're both fucking fantastic and emotionally riveting, you know, action comic book based movies.
Yeah.
This is a messy Ronaldo debate. They're both great,
That is true. Yeah,
you
yeah,
know.
yeah. No, I see that.
And he was in Empire of the Sun as a kid,
Yeah,
and
I'll
that is
give you that.
was one of the greatest movies I've ever seen.
I need to check that out. I have not seen that
You've not seen
movie.
Empire of the Sun, so
No.
he is he's I want to say a 10-year-old boy living in Shanghai with his parents, and they're I think they're diplomats. I think his father's a diplomat. They certainly are wealthy. Um, at the time the Japanese invade China, so he gets taken to detention camps, and it just sort of follows this young kid's journey. Um, Interesting.
Equilibrium. Wait, Io, you said you can't lie. You have to agree with
I
Aaron
think
on this.
I think he meant disagree, and that's
Oh,
fine.
okay, okay.
That's
Gotcha,
fine.
gotcha. Okay.
Um,
It's
yeah, I was gonna say
trash.
I'm with you. I'm with you, John. The guy's pretty intense. He seems to be a lot like what Daniel Day Lewis. Like they're method
Mm.
actors. They kind of get like very caught up into this personality kind of thing. So it would probably be pretty difficult to hang out with people like that. But no question, the guy's been a phenomenal actor throughout. I mean, you start acting when you're 10 years old and you get an Academy Award,
I
or at least you
mean,
get nominated for it, and you go on
right.
to continue. And he's been in a lot of shit. The Machinist. Um,
Haven't seen that one.
it's a very crazy, creepy movie. I mean,
Okay.
he's just been in a lot of stuff. He's a very good actor.
Okay.
Much like previously, Treasure. I don't know. Like John said, I'm not sure if I'd hang out with the guy, but he's a hell
Okay.
of an actor.
Dad, have you been drinking? What the? All right, last one. Last one, my friend. Here we go.
Well, I like her. She she's one of those actresses that I think she kind of gets by because she has that Disney princess look. Her eyes are like gigantic. She's got like kind of narrow streak down the middle of her face.
Mhm.
She's a very good actress. She's English though? Is she English or American?
I don't know. Let's see. What was the name? What her name? First major. See, it doesn't say.
Okay.
I don't know. I
I
really don't know.
I don't know. I
But with the
mean,
name, like,
Anne Hathaway.
yeah.
And what's funny is apparently she to her friends she's not Anne. I think she's Annabeth or something like that. Um,
Hmm.
so it's kind of funny. I mean, I'm indifferent. She doesn't make the kind of movies that I tend to watch a whole lot.
Okay,
But people like her, so I wouldn't call her trash.
there you go. And ladies and gentlemen, there we go. Aaron has taken us through and sliced and diced one celebrity, but the rest of them, he was pretty easy on. So thank you, man. Appreciate your time.
And for the
Uh,
record, I got no personal dislike of John Travolta, but I find Scientology to be distasteful at best and
Absolutely don't.
actively harmful to people at worst. So got to call that
And
out. And if anybody in
I'm
that group was a part of that, then I would call them out too.
yeah. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm just doing that, um, just simply because
'Cause you
it's
can.
J Law, and I'm
Yeah.
like, because I can, and
Yeah.
that is someone. I mean, beers all night long, beers all night long, dude. Like right there, she would. I'm convinced she would have beers all night long, and she would drink you under the table. She's a good West Virginia girl.
I'm absolutely
Remember
not
that.
going to engage in this. What I will say is her first movie, Winter's Bone, where I think she was maybe 17. Good Lord,
Yeah.
that is a gut wrenching film. I mean, it is phenomenal, and she deserves mad credit for it.
Cool.
Later,
Um,
Io, put those kids to bed. Hope to see you soon.
yep. Yep. And
Um,
sorry, Io, you have to leave so soon because, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of the show. Thank you so much for being with us. And I have poured my final shot because it is in anticipation of my second favorite part of the show, and that is Aaron's final thoughts. Aaron, my friend, love you, buddy. Glad we were able to do it again this week. What do you got for us to send us out this week, my friend?
well, in the great words of the late yet immortal Tupac Shakur, folks, you got to keep your head up. It was a tough L last night, but there's a long way to go. There's one more year to the midterms. There's 3 more years until the next presidential election. There's a lot of road ahead of us. And what that amounts to is, if you didn't like the outcome, you got to advocate for the one that you want. If you really didn't like the outcome, maybe run for a local office. I've considered it. I have actually done it. I wouldn't do it at this point. I just don't want that kind of invasion in my life. But if you put forth a good message, I'll vote for your ass. And quite frankly, it wouldn't have anything to do with an R or D next to your name. But given the way things are going right now, I can tell you what it would most likely be. But
Right.
that said, if you put forth a good ideology, that's what people should be voting for.
Yep.
We don't see split tickets much anymore because of that, because people aren't branching out on their own. And I think if we really, really want to have a country that reflects diversity, inclusivity, and love, and caring, and believing that every kid deserves school and every kid deserves lunch at school, and everybody deserves basic health care, and everybody deserves dignity and to be looked after. I don't think it's a tough call. And if you believe that as well, then you need to be putting your voice and resources behind the people that you think embody those particular ideals. Again, Indiana didn't go to the polls, so nothing really happened here. We didn't change. It's not what we are. It's not how our system works here. But if you're looking at the news today and you're saying, well, shit, how did this happen? Well, we talked about it, and we'd be happy to talk about it more and hear your thoughts on why it happened. But at the end of the day, it did happen. And if you don't want it to happen again, that means you got to do something either better or different the next time around. So that's the mission, and it starts right now. And maybe that mission is having a better conversation than you've been having with somebody you have different viewpoints than. And instead of maybe condescension or demeaning or not finding their point of view, gonna have to dig a little deeper, because It doesn't matter how righteous you think you are if you didn't win at the box office. You know,
Yeah.
they lot of good people with good ideas lost at the polls last night. So if you don't like gerrymandering, you don't like voting rights being restricted, you don't like this stuff, it's pretty obvious what needs to be done, and it starts right now. So, Evan, what needs to happen?
Black people need to vote.
Black people vote. Love
Black
everybody.
people vote.
Thanks for tuning in. We'll be back next week. We'll schedule it again. We'll schedule being live. Love y'all.
Slanky, my friend.
Slanty.